guys, we're back at the Mont and Ash podcast.
Hey guys, long time no see.
I
Feels like
know it.
forever.
I know it. I know it. And some that time, hopefully it sounds good when we play it back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a loose wire somewhere. Hopefully the mic's working great. Everything's good. How are
Yes.
you doing today?
I'm doing good. Like,
Yeah.
after having, like, last Friday, actually, my battery died. So when I was about to go to work, I tried to start my car, and of course, didn't start. So I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? So, like, I don't want to wake up my roommate, and also, finally I saw, like, a neighbor of mine. I'm like, a man! He'll be able to help me because I couldn't find my jumper cables or anything.
Yeah.
I usually have them, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to them. But, because they're usually in my car.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to them. And so he's like, yeah, I got jumper cables. And then my roommate, came to come in too to help out. And both of them didn't know how to jump a car.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was like, well, good thing I know. So I'm like, this is what you do. Do this, do that. And still it didn't work. And so thankfully my wonderful roommate drove me to get a battery. And like, she's a dog trainer, of course. So
Yeah.
she actually had her service dog with her that she's training. And the guy kicked her out and said like, oh, well, it was like early in the morning as well. He's like, oh, well, this could make customers uncomfortable and everything. And like, the dog was being well behaved and everything.
Really?
So for me, I'm just like, I don't want to keep on driving to like different places. So I'm just like trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. But I'm
Yeah.
never going to do business with that company again.
Yeah. Interesting. So just a dead battery, or like you left your lights on? You don't know.
No, it was a complete dead battery. I think the last time I had to change my battery was like 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Huh. Yes, that batteries are bad things. Usually a woman would know how to change a battery, or you know, at least know how to jump a battery or change the tire.
Mm-hmm.
Not that every woman have to do it, but at least know how to do it.
Yes, I agree with that. And it's really interesting because I wish men would allow women just to like learn. Because I actually like popped a tire once, and I was about to do it by myself. I didn't know really how I was going to do it because I'm like, I never
Yeah.
changed a tire before. And it was like at a gas station. This nice older man came in to help, and I was like, hey, just tell me how to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I can just do it for you. I'm like, but no, I need to know how to do it because I might not get a nice guy like you.
Yeah.
I might get some weird ass man that has no good intentions and everything.
Yes.
And also my mindset is like you can't trust everyone.
Very true.
Like that's earned.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, yeah, you can help me, but you know, not everyone's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're safe. You're in good hands.
Yes.
Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good battery. You made it over here. That's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Weekends were pretty. Yeah, Friday was okay, but yeah, you had a
Mhm.
good weekend.
Yeah, did some comedy, hung out with one of my comedy buddies.
Yeah.
That's in Dallas. I don't know what this is. Like, I guess it's the Mercury retrograde going on over. But, like, I've been getting hit on by men that I've never even met before. They're like, I would marry you in a heartbeat. I would fly over to you to Tennessee to marry you. And I'm like, I don't want to marry you, dude.
Did you get it from
Everybody-
TikTok?
Like, from TikTok, from Facebook, Instagram. I've been getting hit up on all
Really?
spectrums. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then, you know, as I mentioned earlier, one of my exes
Yeah.
reached out to me and wanted to give it a second go. It's like, if you wanted to give it a go, you should have gave it a go while we were together. And, because, like, he's like, well, I'm sort of single. Because, like,
Sort of single.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It probably means that they're, like, the Ross and Rachel
Oh,
were
my
on a
goodness.
break type of thing. Probably. Because I was like, so what did you do? And he's like, call. And I was like, I don't have your number anymore. My phone erased it. It seriously did. Probably for a good reason. So I couldn't, like, reach out to him per se. Like, he follows me on social media or whatever because, you know, we're like, hey, let's be friends. I'm like, sure, why not? We only dated for a few months or whatever. someone, and I guess she broke up with him.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
I guess he's not gonna tell you why.
Of course not. Because he knows that I know that there's something.
Oh yeah.
And I told him, like, I just want to be your friend. Plus, I'm talking to someone. He's like, well, how about we hang out Friday? Because, like, I guess he's in town because he, like, is out for business, but then he has, like, 2 days where he can come back, and then he's back to doing his thing. And at first I was like, is this an invitation? Or are you just complaining about your job? Because he said, you know, my job sucks, basically. And when he told me that he's sort of single, I'm like, not today, Satan,
That's
not
hilarious.
today.
That's hilarious.
And, like, it kind of pissed me off a little bit when I told him, like, I'm talking to someone. He was just, like, kind of bulldozered over it. It was just like, well, how about Friday? I'm like, well, most likely busy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I did something this weekend, last Friday. Now, sort of like never done before. I follow people on TikTok.
Yeah.
Follow people on Instagram. And somebody gave me a shirt that couldn't fit me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mailed it to somebody on TikTok. And I felt like so stalkerish. Like, here it is, you don't know nothing about me.
Yeah.
I watch you almost every single day as I'm on TikTok. And here it is, you're going to get a random t-shirt from a guy that lives in, she lives in California, I live in Nashville.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's weird, but at the same time, people do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this is weird. I feel like I'm stalking you, and now I've sent you something in the mail.
At least it's a t-shirt. I actually had, like, some random guy last week offer me, like, hey, I'll get you, like, a new set of bra and panties if you send me, like, one of yours. I'm like...
You gonna trade a set? That's hilarious. I've never heard that line before.
I've never have either. And then also I blocked him after this because he wanted me to be a femdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And he was gonna pay me $700.
What?
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, that's prostitution.
Not really. Unless there's no sex involved.
But I
You
think
can still be a femdom without any sex being involved.
well, I think he wanted
He
that
just stuck
too.
his foot in the door with that, and then
And I'm like,
that's hilarious.
He's not even an attractive man. If he was attractive,
That's hilarious.
I'd probably do it for free. But I mean, money always works too. But not that I'm not desperate for
I
money.
know we're gonna get. This is gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. I was
Okay.
watching a TikTok that this girl was offered $10,000 for her to pee on a guy.
Oh, I
Did you
saw
see
that.
that?
Yes.
And
I
then-
think you sent it to me.
Come to find, yeah, I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Come to find out, it was like her professor in
Yes.
college.
That would be so embarrassing. Or
I would have so many inside jokes every time I'd see that video.
oh
Well,
yeah.
whatever.
But also, like, what happens if, like, one of these days, like, you meet a guy, you fall in love with this guy, and then all of a sudden you're just like, meet my family, and the person that offered you that $10,000 is like potential
Oh,
like
that's
father-in-law
funny. Yeah.
type of thing.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like my thoughts on things. I'm just like, when it comes to like dating older men, I'm like, how old are they? And also, do they have sons that are my age? Because I've actually been on a date with a guy once where I didn't know, I thought maybe at most he was 40.
Oh
This
yeah?
was when I was like in my like late 20s. And went on a date with him, attractive man, but like he would order stuff for me that I didn't really want type of thing. I'm like, that's different. That's kind of old school.
Yeah.
And then he talked about himself a lot. And then he said, when I was 20 in 1992 or something like that. In my mind, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So when I did the calculations, he was born in 1968.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like, that's 2 years older than my dad.
that's hilarious.
I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. And then he mentioned that he had a son that was 2 years younger than me. I was like, I'm not going to be somebody's stepmommy
Oh,
when they're
yes?
2 years younger than me.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Because I'm like, oh, this is going to be Jerry Springer shit if I did something like that. Because, like, why is it the son starts hitting on you? And you're just like, I'm with your dad. And he's like, well, you can be with me. You know?
Sounds like a good start of a good porno.
I mean, it does sound
Oh
like
my
a
goodness.
porno right there.
Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed that Jenny Lewis will be here next week.
Okay.
I don't know which day,
Okay.
but I'll let you know.
All right. Well, I'll be pretty open with that. So.
I can't wait. Okay.
I'm excited to meet her. She sounds wonderful.
She is awesome. Anyway, yes, I gotta let her know. Well, like I said, she had to move last month, so I said, take your time, do whatever you gotta do. I'm still gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So she said, yes, give her about mid-October. She's gonna be ready to do it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be so funny if I knew who she was.
No,
I don't want to know either. But I don't want to know either.
I'm telling you what.
Because then he'll be like, he'll probably ask like, how do you know?
Through me?
Yes.
That's funny. So yes, hopefully she'll be here next week. I just don't know what day yet.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I'm excited.
Yes. I'm really excited about that.
And she's the nicest person you ever want to meet. So sweet, so nice, so adorable. You're gonna love her.
Yeah. I'm always up for awesome people.
Oh, yes. So. So yes, we'll start asking some questions today.
Yes.
We're 10 minutes in.
All
11.
right. Let's see.
I'll let you go first.
All right. If you were a flavor, what would you be?
Okay, I thought about that question, but do I want people to enjoy the flavor? Because you got to pick something that everybody likes, or do you want to be your own flavor and make people like who you are as a person? That's two ways to answer that.
That's a good insight, actually.
Because I know what I like, but it might not be what everybody else likes. Because I figure if I want everybody else to like it, then pick something vanilla like everybody likes vanilla.
Right.
But if it's something I like, it'll be something different.
Okay, well, what would be that something different then?
Mine is like vanilla, but like a caramel swirl mixed into it.
Okay.
So, like pearlizing cream, but not the nuts.
Okay.
Like caramel, whatever else is in there.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. So that type of thing is my ideal. My ideal dessert is apple pie and ice cream with caramel and cinnamon.
Yes.
That is my ideal dessert.
Uh-huh.
So if I could get that to put all that into an ice cream, then that would be me. Oh, 'cause I love it.
Yes. Yeah. My choices of ice cream always changes. But if I were to choose a flavor like to associate myself with, I would say chili mango.
Chili mango? Really?
Because you got that sweetness but fieriness to it at
I've
the
had
same
it
time.
twice. They also have a fireball ice cream, which is
Really?
interesting. Yes.
Huh. I've always wanted to try like boozy ice cream.
Yeah.
Like this is a weird combination, but it's awesome at the same time. Doing like vanilla ice cream with red wine.
Really? I've never heard that.
It was out of boredom one time.
And you did it?
Yes, I did it. It was fantastic.
Okay. So did you put the ice cream and then the wine on top, or did you put, a goblet of wine and then you put ice cream in it?
Goblet of wine with ice cream in it, like a float.
Interesting.
So it was a wine float. Gotta try it, guys.
Were you bored or were you like wanting to get a buzz on?
Both. For me, I'm just like, I wonder what this would taste like.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be fantastic.
Try it anyway. See what happens.
Because there's boozy floats.
Yeah.
I've done the whole boozy, not your father's root beer.
I've had whiskey and ice cream. I've had Fireball, which is a whiskey and ice cream, but never a wine. Wine would be interesting.
Yeah, I did more like a sweet wine.
Yeah, I'm about to ask that. Was it sweet? Was it red?
So,
Was it dry? It wasn't dry.
It wasn't dry. I don't think that would be good. I don't like dry red wine.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I enjoyed
Now I gotta
it.
look that up. I bet you there gotta be some recipes online for wine and ice cream.
Oh yeah.
What flavors were ice cream? Just vanilla?
I just did vanilla.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really good. Definitely worth trying, guys.
Now I gotta do research.
Maybe one day on one of our episodes we should do wine floats.
Oh yeah.
So then we can see what your reaction is when you try it.
That's gonna be funny. Eating through the pain.
Yes. Oh, you'll like it.
Interesting indeed. Never thought about that, but that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head, I wonder what a Moscato and ice cream tastes like.
Maybe a sherbet would be a good one for Moscato.
Yeah.
Because, like the whole um, like sherbet punches
Punch. Yeah.
that would make for like parties. Like that was good stuff because it's usually like Sprite and some other stuff
Yeah.
in there anyways. So Moscato and sherbet would probably be like the best one on that. I like combining different types of foods together.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
never thought about that one though. Interesting.
Oh yes.
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
I don't know. I feel like you would probably believe everything that.
Ever say I used to be a magician?
Really?
Yeah.
You did caricature
Yeah.
before.
Before I started comedy, okay, let's say this. In high school, I loved magic. And everybody knows a magic trick somehow. I don't care how simple it is. Penny disappear, quarter behind your ear. Everybody knows a magic trick somewhere, somehow. So I would go around and collect the magic trick that I found from other people, and I would do the best one. So even when I first started doing comedy, I got on stage and started doing magic first.
Okay.
But still, you doing card and coin tricks are kind of hard for people to see way in the back.
Oh yeah.
So then I tried to look at different ways of doing it, getting it bigger, doing bigger tricks. So I got to the point where, well, look, I'm just funny. Let's just let me be funny.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll go to a bar and I'll bring out a deck of cards. I'll bring out some coins and do magic that way. But people love it. Like, how do you know how to do it? Well, look, I've been doing it for years. So yes, so one day we'll sit down in the bar and I'll show you some tricks.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would have to say, not many people know about this because I still haven't found my book. But in high school, I actually got published in a poetry book.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was like a high school poetry
Yeah.
book. I've tried to order a couple of them because I said, like, which book am I in? They're like, you're either in this one or this one. And I'm like, I tried one of them and it wasn't it. So, and I don't remember the company to do that. So I'm just like, it might be lost forever. But yeah, I was a published poet at one point in time.
Interesting. And yeah, with my magic, I had a crew and we did birthday parties. So I had a girl who did the face makeup, a guy who did balloon animals, and then I did magic.
That's cool.
So entertaining kids and drunk adults, that's the exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
So
it really is.
They are amazed by the something simple you can do. It's hilarious.
I mean, kids are like miniature drunk adults.
Exactly. So yes, I had fun being a magician. I still do it, but it's not as big as it used to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would amaze you.
Yeah, I remember there was like TV shows that were about magicians when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, but you don't see that anymore.
No.
Like the last time I really saw something that was based off of magic was probably when I was in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, David Blaine or something.
Oh yeah.
So
David Blaine, David Copperfield. There was some other ones that came out with some. Because David Copperfield was the big one. He walked through the Great Wall of China. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear. He made elephants disappear. I don't know. He did some crazy stuff.
Okay, that's interesting.
And David Blaine, even though he is a magician, he's a weird magician. Staying in a block of ice for like so many hours. I don't know. He can do some crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I love it back then.
I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. I've actually walked at the Great Wall of China.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shut up. That's awesome.
Oh, another one, now that I think about it, speaking of China, I've actually smuggled things before.
Smuggled things?
Yes. I actually smuggled... So it wasn't drugs, guys. It wasn't drugs at all.
Would you hide it? That's what I don't know.
I mean, we smuggled things in China. It was Bibles.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, that gets people's attention. It's like, oh yeah, I've been a smuggler before.
Oh, smuggler.
But it was like, because there's certain things from the Bible that back at least, 15 years ago, I guess from what they taught us was, there were certain parts of the Bible that they don't allow in China.
Really?
Yeah. So,
interesting.
like Revelations, you're not allowed to teach about Revelations. um, just certain parts of the Bible weren't allowed to be taught there.
I never knew
So,
that.
A lot of people over that were, at these churches that wanted the whole entire, truth.
Yeah.
They wanted the whole entire Bible versus just bits and pieces.
Okay, so what would happen if you got caught?
Oh, I actually did get caught.
What?
Yes. So we were going through this one place where we were on a train, and I had a backpack, like a traveler's backpack. And you know how tall I am.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall. And so this is me when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And so I fit like this thick of Bibles in my backpack, like 25 of them. Those things are heavy. And thought, like I was able to get my bearings over, but then when we had to put our bags through a conveyor belt over, I picked it up and I lost my footing a little bit.
You tripped and fell, all these Bibles went out everywhere?
No, I wish that was more epic like that. But I just kind of lost my footing, and maybe they noticed that there was stuff in my bag or whatever. I thought I like wrapped things up a little bit pretty well. And then when I put my backpack on and I was walking away, this officer like runs up to me and like points right at me and right in front, and he's like, Bibles in English.
Yeah.
And I said, I kind of acted a little dumb. I was like, sir, what did you say? He's like, ma'am, you have Bibles, you come with me. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, back in Bible college, I wasn't saying oh shit. I was probably like saying like, oh Jesus.
Did you
Lord
do jail
help me.
time?
I didn't do jail time, I just got fined. And it was only $10.
$10?
Yes.
What?
Well, and it's funny because like they kind of did it a little dramatically. Like they dumped my backpack entirely, like and like people could see what's going on. And the lady that was going through my backpack, she's like, "Ma'am, you're not allowed to bring these into our country, but I'll allow you one." Like, okay, it should be nice. She was like, "If you want the rest, you have to come back to the other side to pick them up." And it was only like $10.
That's crazy.
So, and we did that a couple times, and interesting as it was my idea. I said, hey, people think Americans are fat. So what we did was duct tape Bibles across our bodies because they're covered in plastic. So I looked like I was, maybe 5 months pregnant. And then all the other, like one of the guys, I don't know why he brought a windbreaker on the missions trip over, but he had like a windbreaker that looked like it was from like the 80s or 90s. And
those
like
are thin.
Those are thin, but you couldn't tell that there was Bibles underneath because they don't pat you down over there. Like they don't put wands against you or anything like that. It's different. Like I've been patted down in a few different countries.
They get patted down here in a club.
Right, you do. But when you're at the airport, it's like different because when you're in an airport in the United States, you get like a light pat down. When I was in Germany, like this German woman, like she was your typical, like stereotypical German person.
Yeah.
And she had the blonde hair and the braids, and her voice was very intimidating. She's like, spread the legs. And so you're like, okay. And then like she's patting me down, and then all of a sudden I felt this big whoosh.
Ooh.
So she got a little fresh with my ass, and I was 17 years old. I'm like, ah! What is this? I'm like, I just got violated by a German woman. And then she's like, sit down. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I was like it was like a dominant, submissive thing in a weird way.
Funny.
But yeah, and then in India.
Were you smuggling anything in Germany?
No. I was flying back from Kazakhstan to the United States, and this is when the first liquid bomb scare happened.
You're a professional smuggler.
This is before I became a professional smuggler. I was 17 years old when I was going from Kazakhstan back to the United States, and this is when the first liquid bomb scare happened at Heathrow, but we were going through Frankfurt, thankfully. But this is before there was regulations of what you're supposed to have for carry-on toiletries and such. So everything was getting tossed. So it took like 3 fucking hours to get through security. So we had to go through security again. And we all had to get patted down, but everyone, I'm like, did anyone else get groped? They're like, no, we didn't get groped. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a thing for me, I guess, so.
I saw that wagon you was dragging and got her piece.
Yeah, she did got a piece of my ass.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so I've been violated by a German woman once.
That's hilarious. I can't say that.
You probably enjoy that a little bit.
Just scraping my ass. I'm like, all right, well, don't what you know. That's funny.
Let's see.
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You got another one?
Yes, I do. What is your love language?
Huh.
Do you know what love language is at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to think about that one. Do you know?
So mine is, it's changed over the years, but I would say quality time and then acts of service. Like, I do like physical touch. I do like being touched over. But for me, like, to get to the touch part, like, I like it when a man does things for me. Like, especially if we're, like, in a serious, committed relationship. It's like, if I'm exhausted from work, like, I want a man to, like, pick up the slack that might be there.
I get that.
Because it's exhausting, because, with the former fiance and everything that I had, I was taking care of a kid and all this other stuff. So it was exhausting. And working a full-time job, and he didn't do anything. So it was just like, he's like, you're tired all the time. I'm like, well, maybe if you helped me, I wouldn't be so tired. Cooking and then doing the dishes, all this other stuff. So if a man, like, if he's like, hey, you relax, I'll do dinner, and then either we can do the dishes together, or you can do the dishes. Or, work like that way type of thing. Quality time, like, I love being around people, and, just spending time with people. I'm not very much of a gift person. I love giving gifts to people.
Yeah.
I won't deny a gift, but it's not the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. Mine is, I love it when somebody gets to know me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, because I got many sides of Monty Hicks. So to get to know each side, I think that's more special, unique. That builds quality, that builds a bond.
Yes.
Because if I get to date somebody, I want to get to know you from head to toe.
Yes.
I don't care what it is, I want to get to know you. Because I have nothing to hide. I don't want people to hide anything from me.
Yes.
That's if I'm in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got other people who I have for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Bar drinking friends, comedian friends, podcasting friends. So there's other friends I have for different reasons.
Yes.
But for me to date somebody, you got to get to know all of me.
Mm-hmm.
So once you say, okay, I want to get to know all of you, then I'm like, oh yeah, that opens up the door right there.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. So gift giving, yes, I do like it. I am very thoughtful. I don't like to give just like a card. No, I want it to be thought has been put into this gift.
Yes, absolutely.
So yes, I do like to give gift if it's something that's I see that you might need, might want, or something that's broken, you need another one. So there you go with gifts. I'm very thoughtful. At least I try to be.
Yeah, that's like I rather have someone, and that's like another thing too. Like I like it to be thoughtful. I can tell when something is not thoughtful when someone gives me a gift. It's like, oh, you either forgot, or you're just like, you don't really know me that well. Because there's been times like I appreciated the gifts over, but I just wasn't a big fan.
Here's another thing I do. I think this is hilarious, but I do it anyway. It's not an ego thing, but I do it anyway. Like for everybody's birthday, when you see it on Facebook, you'll wish a person happy birthday.
Yes.
And like a day or two before my birthday, I would say, don't do that. Do not wish me a happy birthday. Unless you make it special.
Yes.
So find a picture of us together. The first time we met, give me a story. Give me a reason why you're giving me a happy birthday. Don't just say happy birthday.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That is just lame, it's dumb. I would skim over it, not read. I don't even care who it's from.
Right.
But if you give me a reason to look at this, like if I give you a birthday, normally I'll on Facebook, I'll find a picture of us together. I'll tell you a story, a reason why we're great friends, or whatever it could be.
Yeah.
And that's better or deeper than just happy birthday.
Yes.
And the worst thing is I ain't getting HBD. Oh, that gets
Oh.
on my nerves. Don't do that. That is just that's just a waste of time.
Yeah. Or like, you know, it's the equivalent of like, what are you doing? But it's, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
W-A-Y-A.
yeah.
I hate when people abbreviate stuff like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
Especially for happy birthday though.
Yeah.
That's no effort at all. You couldn't spell the whole word. You couldn't at least put my name in it so it's personalized. Nothing.
Right.
No, don't give me no initials. Get some under my skin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So there you go. Oh wait, what time is it? Oh yeah, we're hit right at 30 minutes.
Woohoo.
That is perfect. So there you go. Thank you again for another episode. I love it. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that other special
Yes.
things.
Comment. I want to see what crazy comments you can give us, guys. Maybe we'll give you a shout out if it's the craziest
Yes.
comment ever.
Yes, I love it. All right. See ya.
Yeah.
I love it.